Princess Barbara and the Magical Book. Many years ago, there was a beautiful kingdom named Husnpur. A king and queen lived there with great love and care. Together, they had made the whole kingdom a cradle of peace. Then one day, a princess was born to them. She was extremely beautiful and innocent. They named her Barbara. The palace was filled with joy and celebrations. But people in the kingdom began to say that their queen was a sorceress. And then, one day, the queen disappeared. Days passed, then weeks, but there was no trace of the queen. No one could find her, as if she had vanished into thin air. One day, the king's trusted man, named Murad, came to him and said, "I have our special men searching for the queen. They are looking for her day and night. We will search every corner of the kingdom and will not stop until she is found. Until then, I will take responsibility for Princess Barbara." And from here, this story begins. Barbara grew up to be 15 years old. She had long golden hair, beautiful deep blue eyes like a still lake, and an innocent face. Barbara was an adventurous girl. She always had a white cat with her named Snow. Barbara shared all her hurt secrets with Snow. One night, Barbara was sitting on the balcony of her room, gazing at the moon, when Snow came to her. Barbara said, "Look, Snow, the moon looks so beautiful. I wish my mother were with me." Time passed, but Barbara never forgot her mother. Nor could she ever accept Murad as her guardian. But she was a cheerful and mischievous girl. She laughed and played in the palace all the time, often teasing Murad. Sometimes sitting on the stairs and suddenly hitting him from behind. Sometimes standing on the balcony and pouring water on him. But Snow was always with her, protecting her like a mother. One day, Murad was strolling in the palace garden. When he sat on a bench, he found himself stuck. Barbara had put glue on the bench. As he tried to get up, his trousers tore. Barbara and Snow saw his condition and burst out laughing. Murad, angry, said, "Princess Barbara, your mischief is increasing day by day. I will complain to the king." The king was sitting on his throne, lost in memories of the queen, when Murad came and said, "Princess Barbara's mischief is getting worse. She breaks the palace rules every day." The king replied, "What can we do, Murad? She is a motherless child, this is natural. And tell me, any news about the queen?" Murad said, "The search is still going on. Our men are looking for her day and night, but no trace has been found." The king sighed and said, "You should try to explain things to Barbara." But then he added sadly, "No. I have no strength left to explain anything to anyone. I am sad because of my wife's absence. You, stop worrying about Barbara. Just focus on finding the queen." Murad left, furious. He went to his room and said to himself, "I am fed up with this kingdom. I must do something. I will send King far away, somewhere he can never return from. And then, I will win Barbara's trust and make her disappear just like her mother. Then I will become the king of this whole kingdom." He began to laugh loudly. That evening, Barbara was sitting on her royal bed, reading a storybook. When the book ended, she looked at the clock and said, "There is still time for tomorrow to come, and tomorrow is my birthday. I should get another storybook. It will make time pass faster." She went to the royal library and noticed a shiny, large book on the top shelf. She climbed the ladder, took the book, and brought it to her room. "This is such a big book. It must have many stories," she said. But when the clock struck 12, The book began to glow. It opened on its own, its pages began to flip, and light shone from every page. Barbara's eyes widened in amazement. Then, a butterfly flew out of the book, circled around her, and went back into the book. When Barbara reached out to catch it, she herself got pulled inside the book. She found herself walking on a rainbow road, down into another world. It was a magical land, filled with beauty everywhere. Green trees, flowers everywhere, like a fairyland. Blue flying squirrels, tiny elephants, colorful butterflies. Barbara could hardly believe she was inside a book. She danced and jumped with joy. Then, she saw a beautiful hut decorated with flower vines and leaves. She said, "Whose house is this?" She went closer and peeked through the window. Inside, the hut was beautifully decorated. A small green dragon, with tiny wings, was dusting the shelves. He stood on a stool, but when he tried to get down, he fell. Barbara, watching through the window, covered her mouth and laughed. The dragon looked up and asked, "Who are you?" Barbara said, "I am Princess Barbara." "And you?" The dragon dusted his hands and replied, "I am Dragosha." "What are you doing here?" Barbara came inside through the window and said, "Nothing special, just exploring." Then she sighed and added, "To be honest, I'm lost. And I want to go home." She walked over to the other window and asked, "What's behind this house?" Dragosha said quickly, "Nothing. You can't go there." But Barbara ignored him and went anyway. Behind the hut, there were giant pumpkins and other vegetables. "What vegetables are these?" she asked. Dragosha warned, "Don't touch anything." But Barbara didn't listen. She began watering the pumpkins, saying, "Grow quickly." And they started growing bigger and bigger. Dragosha groaned, "I told you not to do this. Now see what happens." But Barbara just sat on a giant pumpkin and laughed. Suddenly, dark clouds covered the sky. From the ground, huge vines shot up and wrapped around Barbara's legs. She screamed, "Dragosha! Help me!" Dragosha panicked. He tried to fly, but couldn't. Still, he grabbed the vines and climbed the pumpkin. But the vines threw him down. This time, Dragosha finally started to fly. He spun in the air with joy. Barbara shouted, "Dragosha! What are you doing? Save me!" Dragosha slapped his forehead. "Oh! In my excitement, I forgot you." He flew around the pumpkin, breathed fire from his mouth, and burned the vines. Barbara was freed. "Get on my back," Dragosha said. Barbara climbed onto his back, and he flew up. The dark clouds vanished. Everything became peaceful again. Barbara, sitting on his back, was very happy. He flew over beautiful places, and she began to sing.
On the wings of the wind, we will fly tonight. Through silver clouds and a sky so bright. Every star is singing your name so clear. Whispering softly, Barbara, we're here. The moon is smiling, the flowers sway. They all are dancing for you today. A river of light flows under our flight,
ended, Barbara said, "This is the most beautiful birthday gift I could ever have." "Really? Today is your birthday?" Dragosha asked. He began picking a big flower for her. "What are you doing?" Barbara asked. "This flower is for your birthday," Dragosha replied. Barbara smiled. "You have already given me my gift by becoming my friend." Dragosha looked at her with pure innocence. "Am I really your friend?" "Yes," she said. "You are my brave and good friend." Then she added, "Now it's time to go home, but how will I get back?" "That's what friends are for," Dragosha said. He flew her back along the rainbow road, and Barbara came out of the book, returning to her room. Dragosha, in his world, asked, "Will you come tomorrow?" Barbara smiled. "Of course. I will definitely come." She closed the book and went to sleep. Meanwhile, the king was remembering the queen when Murad came and suggested, "Why don't you go out for a few days, visit the forest, rest by the river? It will make you feel better." But the king refused. Murad was angry and stormed off to his room. The next night, at 12, Barbara opened the book again and entered Dragosha's world. She looked for him everywhere, but he wasn't at home. So she searched outside, through green meadows, little flowers, and lovely trees. Then she heard Dragosha calling, "Help! Help!" She looked up. Dragosha was hanging upside down from a tree. "What are you doing up there?" she asked. "I went to get some mushrooms, but I got caught in a rope trap," he explained. "Get me down." Barbara climbed the tree to help, but got stuck hanging with him. Just then, 4 dwarfs passed by. They saw them and said, "Look, mushroom thieves." Dragosha realized, so, this trap was yours. The dwarfs tried to help them down, but fell themselves. Finally, Barbara managed to climb to the branch where the rope was tied, and untied it. Dragosha was free and began to fly. He lifted Barbara onto his back and took her home. When they entered the house, Dragosha remembered, "My uncle told me to clean some things and put them in the cupboard. Let's do that." They went into a room filled with old things, a chest, a wooden box, and other ancient items. Barbara opened the wooden box and found a silver mirror decorated with red stones. It glowed with light. As she was about to touch it, Dragosha's uncle, Dro, came and said, "Don't touch these things." He closed the box. Barbara returned to the palace. As she passed Murad's room, she saw something shocking. Murad had a mirror exactly like Uncle Dro's, and he was speaking to it. "You must do a task for me." From the mirror, a voice replied, "As you command, my master." Barbara was stunned. How can this be? Uncle Dro has a mirror like this, but this one can talk. I must find out its secret. That night, she went to Dragosha's house and asked Uncle Dro, "What does your magical mirror do?" He replied, "This mirror allows me to see anyone I wish, and speak to anyone, no matter where they are in the world." Barbara asked, "Can I talk to my mother with it?" "Yes," he said. "Here, try." Barbara said to the mirror, "Mirror, mirror, let me speak to my mother." But the mirror gave no answer. Uncle Dro explained, "Perhaps this mirror works only in our world. Every world has its own magical mirror." Barbara said, "Yes, and I know where the one in my world is." She returned to the palace. Finding Murad absent, she went to his room, took the magical mirror, and brought it to the king. Through it, she showed the king Murad's true treacherous face. Then she said to the mirror, "I want to see my mother." The queen's face appeared. The king and Barbara, his eyes filled with tears. Mother! Where have you been? Barbara cried. The queen said, Murad trapped me inside this mirror. The king, furious, said, I will deal with him. But how will you come out, my queen? Break this mirror, the queen replied. Then I will be free. Barbara immediately smashed the mirror. A bright light flashed, and the queen stood before them. The king and Barbara hugged her tightly. Then the king ordered Murad to be placed on a donkey and banished, not only from the palace, but from the entire kingdom. From then on, the palace was filled with joy. And every night at 12, Barbara entered the magical book to meet Dragosha. If you enjoyed my adventure and magic-filled story, please like and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon. Thank you.